What's up, everybody? Today I will be looking at and reviewing your fit. So you guys are now on the chopping block, and I will be awarding the Most Hesh, the Cleanest Steeze, and the biggest sender. A grand total of $75, so $25 for each award. Feeling like Mr. Beast today, dude. Holy shit, what a grand sum of money. Yeah, this is a pretty big contest in snowboarding, replacing X Games, replacing Dew Tour with how competitive this shit is gonna get. Without further ado, let's frickin' get into it. First up, Jaden Thompson, Cryptid Outdoors, and we're gonna start with this clip here. This is a down, flat, down, flat, down. Is it a quad kink? Is it just a double kink? And I have my opinion, but I'm not going to share it with you guys because, I cover the stupidest topics in snowboarding, and even the kink debate is beneath me. It's a down, flat, down, flat, down. Objectively, we don't need to discuss the kinks. Sorry, that's my anti-kink rant. Backboard through it. Very impressive. So before we get into the fit, we got to give Jaden some kudos, dude, because he's on Reed Smith's level of boarding skills. And if you think that sounds insane, let me prove my point right there. Alright, it has some extra kinks, and Reed's was pretty buck. Pretty much the same thing. Jaden Thompson, pretty much as good as Reed Smith. That's all I'm trying to say there. Alright, pretty sloppy 2 on. Ain't no biggie though. Tan, baggy pants. This is a very conservative amount of baggy. He's not pushing it into the is this too baggy territory. So very tasteful amount of bagginess. Gloves with the flames. What can I say, dude? I'm a fan of them. I used to be kind of anti-glove. I used to be team Mittens, but I've started to appreciate the fingers a little bit more. Some snowboarders have cool fingers. I think we're covering that up too much. So I think it's okay to be a little bit slutty, showing your fingers. My new opinion on what to do with your hands. I think bare hands right now is my personal preference. I think that's the coolest. Then tight-fitting gloves, then mittens, and at the bottom, chunky gloves, dude. Chunky gloves, not it for me. So I like these flame gloves, very cool. Cool sun glizzies, and then the statement piece is this Thor long sleeve tee. I see the appeal for people that like snowboarding and motocross. I can see how that's a crossover, but I have not seen Thor gibbers. That's NBD for me. So pretty unique. I personally wouldn't do it. I'm not the biggest fan of whatever this style is. To me, it's too 32-esque. Too sporty. This and that are like the exact same thing, the Thor to me is almost too much like a gross combination between Montec and 32 having a baby. He also sent me this photo 5-0 on the fishtail, and we do have a grab in the no grab zone. This is already such a freaky, bizarre trick that a freaky grab is okay if you made it to the end of the rail. I have my doubts if you made it to the end, I am very skeptical. I need to see the clip because I'm not buying it, dude. I don't know if you made it to the end. The board slide through the down, flat, down. Very nice. And I like the uniqueness of this trick. I think this is what a swallowtail should be used for. If you got a swallowtail board, you gotta learn to 5-0 through it, because that seems like really the only point of having one. Otherwise, it's just kind of a nerfed snowboard. You know what? You can replace the Aspen microwaves in terms of flashiness. That's how I'm feeling about this fit, which means you are winning the Most Hesh, the Cleanest Steeze, and the biggest send. for the time being. I mean, you were the first contestant, you were the first to drop in, but that still means you're winning it all right now. So you could take home a grand total of $75 potentially. That's a lump of cash right there. So well done, Jaden. Next up, we have, we actually have a real life Lodge Mama. And let me show you what's going on here. So this lovely lady tagged me in her Instagram post. She tagged me all the way back in January, and I like just saw this a month ago, dude, and it made me laugh my ass off. This IRL Lodge Mama tagged me, dude. Very cool. And a stellar fit, I might say. This is that fall girl country Lodge Mama. You guys may or may not know, this is my favorite type of Lodge Mama. And there are different types, and, you know, she pulls it off, this Western type of Lodge Mama, very well. And let's see, drinking some bourbon, wearing, what's that, like, is that alpaca skin? Pretty fucking hesh. On the Casey Willax grind, Casey Willax yoga in it. Well, look at that. I got a girlfriend. She's hubbied up, so bummer, dude. Wearing the fucking marmot skin, glass of whiskey, cowboy hat. Way hesher than this bitch. So, yeah, this is just some stock image Lodge Mama. This is real ass Lodge Mama, so you get full hesh. You know, she's as hesh as thrift boards. She probably has no idea that she's going in this video right now, but if you tag me on Instagram, you're free game for content. That's how I'm gonna do YouTube. And also, you're now contending for the Most Hesh award. So I will DM you if you win. We got this guy from Soldier Mountain, which I believe is an Idahoan mountain. This is like a season edit that he sent me, so we're not going to look at it all. On the Never Summer board, drinking a Monster Energy. Pretty sure this is his homeboy. So we got a camo jacket, black pants. That's, you know, minimally hesh. And that's what I want to show you. What a fucking huge ass cliff. 60 miles an hour. Bro is hauling ass. And, you know, not the steeziest. I will say that. You are bordering on suffering from severe lack of steeze, which is, you know, which is fine. But you have balls to the wall send factor, which is something I don't have. You know, I suffer from severe lack of steeze, and I cannot send. I'm a little bitch. So I have, you know, a case of both problems. You can send like a fucking hoss, but, you know, the steez will come. We got a camo jacket with black pants. That's pretty minimally hesh, but, you know, your disregard for your skeletal structure is what's gonna put you into the hesh circle. And that first huge ass cliff is gonna earn you the spot in the biggest sender category so far. So well done, not Samson Allen. I respect it. Respect the send. That's why you get biggest sender. All right, next up we have this carved dad, Mr. Noah Sawyer, Mr. Sawyer. And he made sure to mention his 7-Eleven crew neck, or that I mentioned the 7-Eleven crew neck. And he gets a lot of compliments of it, and his wife is a big fan. So that's personal testimony from him that this 7-Eleven crew neck works for Lodge Mamas. So, you know, it's worth a try. Let's look at his riding style. All right, this is what I was saying by carved dad. Hauling ass, passing skiers, enjoying the powder. Very minimal fit with a little, you know, the 7-Eleven crew neck, that's not the most practical. And it gives him a unique amount of personality. If you wear the 7-Eleven crew neck every single time you go snowboarding, you'll be known as the 7-Eleven guy on the mountain, which is better than, you know, if you just wore this exact same fit with a black jacket on, then that's just, he won't be known as any guy on the mountain. So I respect it, and you'll replace Montek, but you are cooler than Montek. All right, next up we have Ian, and he is a board shorts advocate. Nice backboard in the board shorts with a t-shirt on, enjoying a beautiful spring day of snowboarding. Looks pretty fun. This is a clip of him. What fucking stance is that? Hold up. Fent boarding, with the knee and ankle breaking stance, passing up the skier, and hold up. He's making the lady laugh behind the camera, so risen up the phone lady. Pretty good, dude, pretty good. He sent me this fried ass video, you know, some sort of technical problem happened here, but it's kind of cool, you know, this is the type of shit that you would see in like a ride B-roll section. See what I mean? Fried red filter. You know, bro's trying to get artsy with it, trying to get B-rolly with it, presumably. The board shorts, fried filter, you know, you're leaning on pretty flashy, but, you know, with how grainy this footage is, that's kind of Hesh. So, yeah, I'm going to put you right there for the time being. Next up, we got this guy down here. And this gentleman is a young man. He's in the 8th grade, so, you know, I'm going to be encouraging, okay? Back 180 with an indie grab, or, oh, maybe this is a side hit. Beautiful indie grab, I might say. And then some sort of board slide on the box, and then captured right on the landing, maybe pressing it out, trying to bring it back, or maybe this was a 50-50 front 180 out. Tech 9 board, very dope. And the Thrasher hoodie. And you're in 8th grade, so you got a lot of time to, you know, find out your personal style with snowboarding. So, you know, I'm not going to really pin you in a section yet because you got a lot of time to figure out your personal style. So I'll just put you in the middle. And now I want to talk about, you know, just because you're wearing one, I'm going to talk about skate shirts in snowboarding. And this doesn't apply to you, bro. You pull it off legitly. But in general, I've worn skate shirts snowboarding. You've worn skate shirts snowboarding. And I've started changing my opinion and doing some deep thinking on the subject because I think it's almost wrong to snowboarding. When I'm snowboarding, it's like I'm taking my snowboard out for a nice time. And it's kind of awkward if you're taking someone out for a nice time and you have some cooler girl that's a third wheel. And that's what it feels like when you're wearing a skateboarding t-shirt, you know? To me, wearing a skate shirt snowboarding is like wearing a Kendrick Lamar shirt at a Drake concert. You know, you're already at the Drake concert. You're participating in a lamer activity, but you're trying to be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just here because I'm here, but, you know, I like Kendrick more than Drake. It's like, you don't need to say that, dude. You're already at a fucking Drake concert. You know, snowboarding, you're buying a lift ticket. It's not as cool as skating. It's not as pure as skating. It's its own thing. You don't need to be like, yeah, I also skate, you know. Oh, I'm at the Drake concert, but I like Kendrick better. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that made any fucking sense. It doesn't matter. You know what? Fuck it. Just wear a skate t-shirt, dude. I'm thinking too much about it. We got this absolute hoss, Big Smoothie, who inspired the fit today. He sent me this reel. We got a genuine Australian. And the fucked up part about this reel, I don't know his stance. Did he do the switchboard through the kinked rail? I think he did. But dude, back to back front boards both ways. Front board is the most Hesh trick that you can do. And, you know, I can't even tell your stance. So, well done. I could go on your profile and, you know, I think that's the switch one. I'm willing to bet that that's the switch one. Which, that's even more Hesh of a move, doing the switch front board on the harder rail. And, dude, he's wearing the fucking Mexican style flannel, which Too fucking Hesh. White t-shirt underneath. For whatever reason, I think that's very fucking cool. And sun glizzies, the flow, the hair is out. You were probably the most Hesh submission that I got. So, yeah, you can replace skull pants and camo. I don't have an official stance on Australians yet, but my stance on Australians is positive. I have a positive stance on Australians because of that submission. And well done, Mr. Big Smoothie. You are competing for the most Hesh and the cleanest Steeze right now. Woo, shit. We got this jersey wearer. This, what is that? Michigan Warriors jersey. So we got a Midwesterner. So my stance on jerseys, I've talked about this before, but you know how trends are, there's ups and downs and trends. Jerseys, rock bottom, jerseys are in hell right now, which is why it's logical for me to think that jerseys are going to make a comeback. Okay? And let's see if this man will start the jersey comeback revolution. All right, we got a clip of him riding. The Midwest seems so weird. All right, solid 50 through the box. Maybe that's just a warm-up trick. That emote's crazy, dude. Glad you got the trick, but I don't know, dude. I think you know what? I'm wrong with jerseys. Jerseys are deeper in the pit, dude. They're set back with this one, but it's okay. You're pushing your limits of snowboarding. You're having a fun time and you're getting better. And my computer froze again, dude. You gotta be kidding me. And yeah, if you think I'm mean on that, the guy asked me to be mean, okay, dude. But in all honesty, yeah, this is why jerseys are not. This is why jerseys aren't making a comeback, but they will someday. Might be 50 years from now, but I think jerseys will come back someday. Thank you for the submission. You're a rad dad. Getting after it, still jibbing and whatnot, and doing it with your own unique style, emoting on the haters, which is me, I am the hater, and you are emoting on us. So, who took the L at the end of the day? It's me. It's always the guy that's doing a Venn diagram video in his room. This is far worse than wearing a jersey. So... And yeah, you belong in the flashy circle. We got some footage from Ryan Alvarado. Boom! Hold up. Let's do a fit review. Arsenic everywhere pants. So you're wearing ski pants. I'm not the biggest fan of. I am a hypocrite though because I got ski pants right now, but I got them for a good deal, dude. I got them. Really good price from a friend, so, but, and arsenic everywhere. I don't know a lot about skiing. I have seen their straight videos, and I endorse it. I like skiers jumping on handrails. Sometimes even I like that. And yeah, maybe these are corduroy. You got neon bindings, so probably unions, I'm assuming, with a whiteboard. Pretty fun. And then the 270 out, dude. Backboard 270s, I think, are pretty fucking tough to do. Alright, dude. Hold up, let's go back to the Scotty Stevens. Scotty Stevens in it. Very nice. Elbow, front 180. Smith to eat shit. Alright, got the backboard, kinda. What a pow day, dude. Damn. And a backy attempt. Love to see it. Love to see it. Alright, so you got a little bit of Heshness in you. Corduroy, kind of a Hesher material. Baggy sweater, pretty Hesh. But your bindings and your bagginess of your pants are on the flashy side, so... Yeah, right in the middle of flashy and Hesh, I think, is where you belong. And yeah, due to sick backboard 270, fun edit you made, like the Scotty Stevens trick as well. And then we got this guy on a Salamon hook knife in this onesie next. So, bro's doing him. He's doing snowboarding his own way. All I'm going to say for this is the Salamon hook knife matches this perfectly. So, Salamon hook knife and this fit are on the same level of coolness. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, yeah, very flashy. Bro, you are you as flashy as a furry? Not quite, but you are pushing it. We can delete that furry boy. Alright, next up we got Sean, and beautiful gap over the battleship. You know what? Battleships are usually higher because this is like a pole jammy feature. I usually call these trapezoids, you know, because that's a very trapezoid-esque. Let's do a little fit review. You know, you might be wearing the baggiest pants we've seen today. You know, if there was a baggiest pants award, you would be contending for it, but too bad, no baggy pants award. Bummer, dude. That's how it goes sometimes. And you got a t-shirt over a long sleeve tee, the classic skater cool guy move, and yeah, very steezy and well performed trick. So, you know what? I like how chill that trick was that I'm going to give you contention in the Cleanest Steeze award. You got that easygoing Steeze, so you're going to replace this easygoing fucking hot-ass gilf Lodge Mama, and you will take her place in the minimal flashy. We got Eastwood Block and very buttery trick. Some sort of back 180 combo. Is it switch? Is it reg? I don't know, but you know, you could tell that he has spent many of decades on this here board to be riding that chill and buttering that easy. The fit highlights, we have these patchy baggy pants. You know, I still like the patches. I don't know what the consensus is on these patchy pants, but I still think they're pretty cool. The statement piece is the Goon Gear Goon York, and we're going to talk about something that is very important in snowboarding, and quite frankly, Slush, Method, the Bomb Hole, they're too afraid to talk about the next segment that I'm going to talk about, and that is the importance of gooning within snowboarding, and how there's a bit of a generational gap in how young people and how old unk status people perceive goon within snowboarding. Of course, this all stems from Lucas Magoon, and you know, his nickname is Goon, and he built a Goon Gear company and a Goon Jam rail jam, and you know, when he went with the whole Goon persona, you know, it's half of his last name, and Goon is like what Italians send over if you're not paying your rent or something. I don't know. This is what I think of when I think of Goon. But yeah, like goons are in Batman and that type of stuff. So that's what Lucas Magoon thinks of when he thinks of Goon. Naughty Italians. And that's what anybody older than probably like 30 thinks of when they think of goons. If you're like me, or younger, especially if you're younger, this is your type of goon. Yeah, when we hear the word goon, we don't think of naughty Italians anymore. We think of gooning. So maybe not the best for Lucas Magoon's brand, but it could be good for us Gen Z boarders, because I can see a lot of edgy teenagers buying this Goon Gear shit. Ironically, you know, you like snowboarding, you want to be a little edgy. Hey, look, I'm wearing gooning merchandise, and I'm also supporting professional snowboarding. It's a shame that I have to cover this, because Slush should be all over this scoop. What the fuck? Yeah, Eastwood Block, you very Hesh fit. You can replace this emo guy in terms of heshness. But yeah, there is a generational difference between gooning and snowboarding. That's all I'm trying to fucking get across. We got Hawk 2. I promised I wasn't gonna do that, but then I forgot that I told myself I'm not gonna do that. Alright. This is what I was talking about earlier, in terms of my what to wear over your hands ranking. The chunky gloves are on the bottom of my list. Not a fan of those. Sorry, Hawk. And was that a fuck? I'm gonna look. Europeans are gonna be pissed at my ignorance. Is this Norwegian flag? Denmark flag? I don't know. It's I know it's Northern Europe flag. And yeah, he sent me this clip, carving. He said he's only ever ridden indoors at this spot. And yeah, he's learning. Beautiful ollie. And learning the fundamentals indoors. This fit is very beginner steez. It's pretty Jerry-esque. Which, I'm sorry, Hawk, but it's true. And we're all at this skill level at one point, and we should all be at this fit level at one point. And it's a lot better if your fit matches your skill level, and for Hawk, it totally does. This fit matches the skill level, so it's perfectly fine, no harm, no foul. There would be a foul on the play, and I have seen this a lot, especially in Colorado, where people wear extremely baggy pants, some dope-ass hoodie, maybe some Arc'teryx jacket, just spend way too much money. They're in a beanie and sunglasses instead of a helmet, and they are still at this skill level. That is when you're in the cringe territory. This is fine. This fit is fine for this skill level, but if you were baggy pantsed out, trying to look like a steez guy, trying to, look like the best fitted guy on the mountain, that's where I have issues. You're allowed to get more experimental and crazier and cooler with your fits if you can pull it off, and if you have the riding style and the skill level to pull it off. And yeah, I want to reiterate this point. It is most important, above all else, to get out and go snowboarding. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, and you should spend the least amount of money if you're a beginner on your outer apparel, in my opinion. Put your money into buying ski tickets, into getting out as much as you can. Your jacket and pants and your gloves and stuff, you'll upgrade that over time. But Hawk in the red jacket, dark pants, that's no harm, no foul. That's like wearing flip-flops to the beach, Very normal fit, pretty minimal, and yeah, you're getting out, you're snowboarding indoors, and you will make it out of the dome someday. But thank you for the submission, Hawk. I appreciate the lovely carves and getting on that edge. So yeah, you will replace that Lodge Mama that I just deleted in the minimal bubble. Alright, next up we got this guy. Almost exactly the same fit as Big Smoothie, but he didn't go Mexican style. He didn't do the top button, and he just had it open, which I think is this fit's mistake. Maybe if you did the top button, you would be on the Big Smoothie level, but that's what's gonna happen when your flannel's open, Dude, if that was Mexican style, you would be fucking frontboarding it just like Big Smoothie does. But we do have a beautiful redemption arc. Great backboard slide after splitting the butt cheeks open. I respect. And check it out. We got a ball tap coming up. Love a good ball tap. Dude, this freezing is driving me crazy. I'm getting edged on the ball tap right now. Yo! Boom! Crazy, dude. Crazy. Wow. Alright, as I was saying, ball tap coming up. Beautiful, well executed. And look at that carved dad and around the ball afterwards. Very steezy. created by Jay. The flannel, white shirt, dark pants. You know, you are close to being in the Hesh circle, but you got the dome piece on, so it's just not gonna do. And if you were Mexican style, you know, if you had that essay style going, it would be Hesh, but not quite. So you and Soldier Mountain guy are probably equally as Hesh. I'm gonna put you guys can go like that together. There we go. We got a Powhound Dad coming up. Rocky Mountain 5280. We got a Colorado Pow Dad. That's what we like to see. And it's videos like this that make me miss winter so much, dude. Whoo! Beautiful. Beautiful turns. Yeah, black pants. I don't know what brand jacket that is, but yeah, very minimal. And yeah, probably the top of minimal. Thank you for making me miss wintertime even more, Christopher, with that beautiful pow day you sent me. We got a submission from Michael Sorger, and he sent me a whole ass Google Drive folder. And I'm not mad about it too, because this boy is buttery on his snowboard. Beautiful front board. All right, my jump name tricks are pretty bad. Front 180 with an Indy. Cab 5? I think he rides goofy. Back 7. I don't know. But he's a style icon, okay? Steeze icon. And fuck it, dude. We're gonna go through all of these. We got another front board. Okay, yeah, he definitely is a goofy rider. Goofy as in his stance. Oh, beautiful front board, same way. Or front blunt, same way if you're fancy with it. Back 3. Dude, this Steeze. He's just so chill with it. Is it a triple line? We're gonna do every single one of these. Boom, 270 out, the waterfall. What's this one? Oh, going huge. I like this trick a lot. We get a back one and then frets one out. So flawless too, dude. Riding fast. And I gotta talk about the fit. All of these fits are very minimal. And this is the type of guy that lets his riding do the talking, you know? He's not trying to wow you with something like this. You know, he's just like, dude, watch me backlip this shit. And it works. Watch me front board 2 out. I don't need to be wearing the craziest shit because I'm him. Yeah, so the fit is minimal. You can replace L1 premium goods. Michael, you are in contending for the Cleanest Steeze Award. You're riding very effortless. Cleanest Steeze. You and Big Smoothie are fighting for it. Australian versus Utah guy. Pretty epic battle. I don't have a name. This guy's wife sent me this. And a beautiful slow mode method. Goofy method. Goofy as in he's riding goofy. Not that it looked goofy. Yeah, beautiful method. And my favorite part about this clip is he is in Southeast Wyoming representing. And I really want to know where this spot's at because it is very difficult to find a spot like this that is this sparse. Our trees are so freaking close together if you're at the tree line. So, drop this, send me the spot, brother. This is what I was saying. Red jacket, black pants, dude. That's like wearing flip-flops to the beach, you know? It's a very conservative fit, so I'm going to put you in minimal, and yeah, I'll put you right there. We got this guy who just made the cutoff for submissions. He sent me this like a day ago. So Duck Feet Skate sent me this Instagram reel. Broccoli hair, huge ass baggy pants, baggy white t-shirt, back three. And we gotta talk about how Hesh this setup is, dude. You love to see it. Dude, I could spend 5 hours on a jib setup like this and not get bored. This is what I like to see. Nice tail grab. And what's back lip. Well done, Duck Feet Skate. Way to get after it and enjoy some boarding with the bros. So you're just straight up flashy, dude. Those are some baggy ass pants, baggy white t-shirt. But your setup is Hesh. Where you're riding is Hesh. So actually I'm gonna flip you guys around. I'm gonna put you right there. We got a very wide variety of riding styles and viewer fits sent in. Once again, guys, thank you so much for sending me these clips, and I hope I didn't come across too mean. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are all snowboarders, and I would get along with all of you guys, you know, and I would enjoy going up a chairlift and shredding some freaking pow with you all, no matter what you're wearing, okay? And time for the award ceremony. To the winners, I will Venmo you guys $25. I will request your Venmo in your DMs, and you could spend that money however you'd like. I would prefer, though, if you took out a lodge mama, took out a nice lady to Chili's with that $25. It will cover, you know, a quarter of the bill, but yeah, dude, take that lady you want to take out to Chili's, dude. That's what I would encourage you do with the $25. Most Hesh, shout out Big Smoothie, the Australian. I shall Venmo you $25. Cleanest Steeze goes to Michael Sorger out in Salt Lake City, Utah at Park City. Biggest send goes to Not Samson Allen out of Soldier Mountain, Idaho. Well done, guys. You each get $25, and thanks for the submissions. And thank you to the rest of you all for competing in the biggest contest in snowboarding right now. And thank you for watching the video. Bye-bye.